All right, great morning, everyone. Great morning, and welcome to the AM Power. Did not realize, guys, that we changed the link for us to get into this meeting. We've been changing it quite often because we have had some hackers. And so James Linhart is under the weather, and rightfully so, guys. I mean, he's literally carrying the company on his back with all of the upgrades to our new tech. And I got to tell you, doing that, being the VP of marketing and leading a triple diamond organization is a lot for anyone. So if you are the praying type, I will ask you to pray for James Linhart. And I'm going to ask you to do me a huge favor, man, because I am the only host on this Zoom this morning. I'm going to make you a co-host if you don't mind. And if you can let our guests in, because they're still coming in pretty fast, that will help me out tremendously. Let me find you here. There you go. All right, V, you are now a co-host, and we got 5 people in the waiting room and counting. All right, well, great morning, Michelle. Great morning, Daniel. Great morning, Lynn. Great morning, Sabrina. Great morning, Ashley. Let's see, who else face do I see? Great morning, Rick. Great morning, Kai. Great morning, Jackie. It was such a pleasure to hear you train on stage in Anaheim, California. Congratulations to you. Great morning, Ruth. Great morning, Michael. Great morning, Junior, my man, guys. Junior came all the way from Trinidad. I've been knowing Junior for, I don't know, almost 10 years. And ironically, he had a layover in Houston. So we had a chance to hop on the flight back. And he caught a picture of me in the lobby making some calls. And he sent me a message saying, man, you always working. Great to see you this morning, Junior. Great morning, Norma. Great morning, all these beautiful faces. Lorraine, great morning. Bridget, great morning. Rick, great morning. Melissa, great morning, everybody. Just giving it a couple of minutes. I believe everybody is just now getting the updated Zoom link. And so we're going to be gracious and give them just another moment or so. Now, see the faces. I've given a shout out to all the faces that I can see. So let me go to the chat and give some shout outs here. Great morning, Debbie. Great morning, Sequoia. Great morning, Rick. Say, I watched your video on the university yesterday. Wow. Okay, Rick, I appreciate that, man. Big time. So, guys, you know that this is a podcast, and you know that all of these recordings you can find on the. So when we send out the link for the AM Powers, we also send out the link for the recordings. Okay, so should you not be able to make it to the AM Powers because you are at work, or because you are in a meeting, or because whatever the reason may be, you can always go back and you can tune in, guys, and you can hear from various leaders here on the AM Power. And so first thing I want to say is welcome to all of you who this is your first time joining the AM Power call. My name is Damon Coleman, and I don't have to do the AM Power calls. I get to do the AM Power calls. This is a privilege, guys. It is an honor. I don't have to do Vital Health, Mary, but I get to do Vital Health. I don't have to change lives. I get to change lives. And I don't have to recruit. I get to recruit. I don't have to get customers. I get to get customers. Because you know why? We didn't have to get up this morning. It's all about perspective, guys. And that's what I want to talk to you about this morning, Lynn. I want to talk to you about elevating your attitude. Elevating your attitude, because your perspective on life, how you feel right now, that's your attitude, guys. How you wake up feeling this morning. If you feeling like a victim, that's your attitude. And guess what you're going to do? You're going to respond like a victim. If you're feeling like a villain, you're going to respond and you're going to give somebody hell today. So, let's be mindful of our attitudes, because our attitude, guys, has everything to do with our altitude. It's how we see things. And you know something I found out, guys? How we see ourselves is how other people see us. What we get from other people, in most cases, not all, is a reflection of how we see ourselves, Ann Marita. And I could tell you, when people start to see you like a champion, they start treating you like a champion. And you can have lint in your pockets, lint, not a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. And people will see you as a champion, Sabrina, when you walk like a champion, when you talk like a champion, and even when you like a champion and you don't even feel like it. See, your feelings are not fact. Because you don't feel like you're a champion, it doesn't mean that you're not. And unfortunately, Norma, we are tossed and turned and thrown every which way because of our feelings. I don't feel like doing it today. Well, there's going to be a lot of days that we don't feel like doing anything. Do you always feel like being a parent? Do you always feel like disciplining your children? Do you always feel like going to work? Do you always feel like getting in the shower? Fact is, if we don't do certain things, we don't have certain things. And guys, I can tell you right now, when it comes to Vital Health, the people that have joined this company, and I want to eliminate that word, slap myself on the hand every time I say join. You know why? Because after going through the compensation plan last night with Dr. Harrison Foy and with Angelus Mosley, two people I have a great deal of respect for, and as I'm getting to the loyalty bonus, and as I'm getting to the influencer bonus, and I'm looking at how we can earn up to 900% profit, number one, by taking care of our own bodies. See, the loyalty bonus is the company rewarding you for taking care of you. And if you have not, ladies and gentlemen, placed your order by today, you will miss out on one of the greatest opportunities that this company has provided for you to thrive. And I'm saying it from my chest because I mean it from my heart. I used to be an owner of my own multi-level marketing company, and I'm not saying that like a badge of honor, because what I used to do, the only thing that's benefiting me now are the lessons that I've learned. And I can tell you right now, somebody said something on one of these AM powers, and I can't remember who it was, but they said, you know the heart of a CEO and an owner of a company based on the compensation plan that they design. And this by far is the most generous compensation plan I have seen in my 17-year career in this industry as a distributor and as a owner and as a top producer. Why am I mentioning all three? Because I am now certified and qualified to know how to evaluate a company. Guys, Miss Jackie is on this call. Miss Jackie Mercy. And Miss Jackie Mercy, guys, is a diamond with this company. And Miss Jackie Mercy came into Vital Health not as some thirsty person, hopeless, wanting to make a few extra dollars, but as a very astute businesswoman where her and her husband have built companies to a very high level. Why am I mentioning this? Because I want you to understand that people that have a business mind, guys, the numbers matter. But people who have a heart for other people, the products matter. The model matters. And if you could take the heart of the company in this compensation plan, and you could take a true passion, number one, to take care of yourself, and number two, to be willing to share with others, you will be successful in Vital Health. Now, the definition of success is a progressive realization of a worthy idea, a progressive realization of a worthy idea. So for instance, you take a school teacher who is one of the most underpaid, highest value people in society. And it's sad. It is so sad how they treat our public service representatives, from teachers to firemen to policemen. It's sad. So you got to understand that 90% of the people that are in education, they do it because they love to do it. They do it because they see on a daily basis the progression of the ideal of impacting these babies' lives, your babies' lives, your grandbabies' lives. You know, they spend more time with the teachers than they do with their own parents. So when you look at success, it is not measured by the amount of money that we earn, but the amount of impact that we are making day to day. And the first level of success, guys, it starts with us. And this is why elevating your attitude is my topic of conversation today. Because if you don't have an attitude that you are fighting for your freaking life every day, it's a fight from the air that we breathe, the food that we eat, the freaking 5G frequencies, pesticides, insecticides, the internet. You know what I found out? These fancy hotels, most of them, guys, do you know every so many hotel rooms, they got the modem for the internet right under your bed, right under the bed that you sleep. See, this is not a game. We live in a country that I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. I'm going to be honest with you. And I'm only saying this out of ignorance because I haven't traveled the whole world, but I at least want to live here because my family is here. And I at least want to live here because of the opportunities that we have, the freedom to create. But I got to tell you, it's disheartening to know that one of the greatest countries that's ever been developed has one of the poorest healthcare plans, that has the highest rate of cancer and disease and obesity. And we gotta be told or reminded, and I hope nobody's telling you because I don't tell my team to place orders, and I'm not wearing it as a badge of honor. I'm grown, and the people that I lead, they're grown-ups, and I don't believe in telling anybody anything. I believe in informing and educating and maybe reminding, but I'm not telling anybody in my organization to place their monthly orders. But you would think that because of the evidence that we have, because of the efficacy of the products, and because of the freaking, oh my gosh, the accuracy of the scanner, that you came to place an order. Oh, no, I'm getting low. I'm getting low. I'm getting low. Let me place my order. See that attitude. And see, I could tell you right now, when vital health gets inside of you, guys, you will get inside of other people. People do business with those they like and or they trust. And one of the biggest unfair advantages, I don't know if James Linhart came up with that. He the first person I heard to say it. But James Linhart has a hashtag, he has a mantra, and it's starting to spread throughout the company called the unfair advantage. If you don't have the attitude that we have an unfair advantage, you are going, that's one of the reasons why you're going to get discouraged. If you're not on your products daily, that is one of the reasons you are going to get discouraged. Do you know historically, since the beginning of any transaction, stories sell and facts only tell? You know, there are stories that was created by a man that had 12 followers. And he went all across the region and he was doing miracles. And those 12 followers that he had started going across the globe, going across the world, and they started telling stories. And to this day, it is the largest organization in the world. And it's a non-for-profit. B is not even, it's not even for profit, man. Now, some of these knucklehead pastors and bishops, so y'all be following. I mean, I can't say that about them, but hey, I ain't gonna go there today. But we was warned about them. So anyway, I digress. Guys, listen. The reports that I am getting from my mom. Let me start off with me. I've scanned myself 5 times since June. And I don't even use this word that often, V, but I am just tickled. I am just tickled every time I go and I scan myself on this machine. Takes about 2 minutes flat, and Marita, 2 minutes flat. I am scanning myself and I'm comparing my reports and I'm getting in front of, oh my gosh, people, guys, that, I mean, they probably would never have bought into this company if they didn't see the evidence. Because I meet a lot of people that don't know if they like me yet because they ain't been around me long enough, and they definitely don't know if they trust me just yet. But you know what they trust? The numbers. And that is an unfair advantage. You say, well, how many products do I need to be on, Damon? Well, if you haven't been on the growth plan when it comes to your health, probably all of them. All of them, all of them. God, let me tell you something. By the time I opened up my veggie capsules, which are very safe to consume and use every single day, but I like to open mine up. And when I get down to about 1 ounce of my detox tea, which I drink twice a day, I dump them all inside and I just stir them up a little bit and I take a shot. And I got to tell you, not one experience has it ever been nasty. Have you even tasted the charcoal? Guys, wait a minute. The charcoal is not even nasty. The charcoal even got a little sweet taste to it. I'm like, man, what are they doing to these products, man? How do they come up with these formulas? Because I'm like, oh boy, here we go with the charcoal. And I'm like, dude, that was easy. But my point is, if you don't like taking capsules, you can open them up, guys. It's food, it's a cocktail, right? You know, people that go through cancer, they give them a cocktail, and it's not so pleasant. But we get a cocktail to help us be alternative and preventative in our health. And our health is truly our wealth. Guys, this was a last minute opportunity for me to do the Zoom today because James put in the chat and the AM Power speakers, he wasn't feeling that great. Can somebody step up? And I'm like, man, I got the gym. But I said, you know what? Less time in between reps. Guys, I am 49, about to be 50 years old. This is the best I have felt in my entire life. This is the absolute best I have ever felt physically in my life. And you know what some of my biggest motivation, because I've worked out off and on. I've worked out off and on. And a lot of times I was off because I would still look okay because of my eating habits. I changed my eating habits years and years ago. Eliminated the dairy, eliminated the sugar. Guys, I eat meat every blue moon. Okay, I mostly eat fish and I used to eat like shrimp and crab and lobster and all that. I just got rid of the doggone shellfish. But I mostly eat fish and vegetables. So I would be able to maintain my physique for the most part. However, I smoke weed, guys, for 30 years, 30 plus years. I consumed marijuana from the time I was 15 years old up until like January of this year. Now, my earlier years, I abused the heck out of it. I stayed high as a kite. Okay, most of the time. Going to school, junior, doing school, after school. I got rich smoking weed. So I'm like, well, it's not going to affect me. I'm good. Guys don't never smoke weed. They're broke as a joke. So I came up with all these excuses to keep beating my body up. And then over the last maybe 12 or 13 years, I would smoke like medicinally just because my body had got so wired, you know, from just smoking to go to sleep. So I smoke maybe like the tip of a joint or something like that, you know, just to be able to get a good night's rest. Didn't have a desire to smoke during the day anymore because I'm like, I got to think too hard because you get high, your brain cells slow down. And by the time you finish a Zoom or something, you're exhausted. I'm like, I was working too hard. If I'm a smoker, I'm going to wait to the end of my day so I can relax. So that's what I did for the last 13 years. I would just smoke a little tip of a joint, go to sleep, wake up, boom, I'm at it. And then I said, Lorraine, I said, well, I don't want to be 50 getting high. I'm like, it just didn't sound right. I know people do it to the 80, 90 years old, B, but I'm like, man, it just don't sound right. Man, you gonna be smoking weed when you're 50. Like, come on, Damon. And then the other thought was, dude, your body, your lungs, Kate. Like, how can this be affecting your lungs? In all my years of being consciously aware of my health, priding myself, I go to the doctor annually. I'm not like most men who run from the doctor. I go get my annual checkup every single year. Yeah. Not one time, V, did they tell me how my lungs look. Not one time, Sabrina, did they tell me how my lungs look. Not one time, Ashley, Norma, Jackie, Lorraine, nobody told me how my lungs. They had me take the breathing test. You're good, Mr. Coleman. Awesome. I guess I can keep on smoking. I also didn't feel right from a spiritual standpoint. You know, like, Jesus, is smoking weed okay? I know it come from the ground. And then he was like, if you got to ask me, son. So I probably shouldn't be doing that, Carla, if I got to ask, right? So I have my own reasons, but here's where I'm going with all of this. Stay with me now. Stay with me. When I scanned myself, and there were 4 markers for the lung report, and 2 out of the 4 was red as an apple. I said, oh my gosh. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, man. What does this mean? What does this mean? So I go to ChatGPT and I asked her what it meant. And I said, Lord have mercy. Like, I don't know. This is not good, man. All that drinking go catch up. All that smoking go catch up. All that sugar go catch up. All that beef go catch up. All that dairy go catch up. All that lack of exercise go catch up, guys. See, we're born looking like our parents and we die looking like our habits. And I'm not trying to see him no time soon. Matter of fact, there's a word that says, my will is that you will prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. He ain't say, my desire is that you will be rich and die young, and that you will be broke and see me soon. That you would prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prosper, meaning don't just eat good and don't just make a fortune, but become a better person. Do things that a soul matters. How you treat your fellow man. Remember, the topic today is elevating your attitude. What is your attitude about your health? What is your attitude? See, I had this conversation with my dad, and we're going to go just a few minutes longer because some of us got the link late, and I really feel like I need to share. I'm having these moments with y'all because y'all see one side of me. It's a lot of things y'all don't know about me. And as time reveals, I will share as I'm led to share. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm working on not being prejudgmental. I'm sorry, judgmental. I'm sorry, prejudgmental. It's okay to judge. That's why we got a jury, a 12, and a judge. Somebody do something and they guilty, they go into jail. Okay. It's okay to judge. What is not okay to do is prejudge, meaning to have an opinion about somebody or an attitude towards somebody, and we don't understand why that person is the way that they are. We don't know where they come from. We don't know their experiences. And I said something to my dad about a gentleman that he spoke of that I had a horrible experience with. I felt like he how can I say, he manipulated me out of a lot of money. And my dad talked about how great of a speaker and trainer this guy is. And, it just made my stomach just, because I'm like, he's presents himself as a man of God and a pastor and all of this stuff. And I just said, it's sad how people prey on the weak and they manipulate them to do things for their own personal benefit. And my dad likes to challenge my thought process. And it's not to challenge me like I'm wrong and he's right, but my dad is a thought leader. He's my best friend. He's one of my heroes. My dad beat crack cocaine, guys. Where I'm from, 95+% of the people that was addicted to crack, they did not beat that drug. Okay. So my dad is one of my heroes. So I'm just saying this because I respect him. And my dad said, manipulation. He said, well, sales, everybody's trying to get everybody to buy something. He said, what's the difference in network marketing versus what he does? I say, yeah. I said, because I told him, I said, Dad, there's a small percentage of the people, can actually afford to pay this man the astronomical amount of money that he's asking people to be a part of his programs. I say, the rest of them, I feel like it's just prey. He said, well, what's the difference in network marketing and what you do, son? A small percentage of people are actually going to win in terms of being monetarily successful. I said, Dad, what's the difference between the NBA and the NFL and baseball, Major League Baseball? You know how many little boys and girls go to basketball, baseball, and football tryouts and go to college and they put everything they got into these sports and 1% of them make it to the big leagues? I said, it's all about perspective for me, man. I said, but here's what I could tell you about network marketing that I love in a product-based business. Let's keep this here because you got travel, you got trading, you got legal, you got services, credit. All of these services are part of network marketing as well. And then you have product, which we know is the health and wellness industry. This is where I've been 99.9% of the time. As I could tell you where I sleep good at night, Dad. I sleep good at night because regardless if somebody goes out and they make one dime, one red cent through direct sales and network marketing and health and wellness, if nothing else, Carla, they get product that could potentially change their lives. And when I look at where we are right now with this company, and I look at the efficacy of the products, and I look at the results that we're getting, and I'm getting calls from Dr. Ezzy, my neighbor, who's a holistic doctor who has a full practice right here in Cinco Ranch, Texas, guys, one of the most prominent places to live in the United States of America. And I'm not saying it to brag, I'm painting a picture for you to understand the level of respect that this woman has in the community and with her patients. Dr. Ezzy charges $250 for the scans that y'all doing for free. She charges $125 for the follow-up scan. And 100% of her patients, Kristen, pay full retail price for our products. See, money is only an obstacle in the absence of value. If you treat your business like a goodwill, it will pay you like a goodwill. If you treat it like the flea market, it will pay you like the flea market. And if you don't have a story to share, you will forever be selling. Stories sell, facts only tell. Some of y'all want all of the ingredients. You want to break it all down so you can go and explain all the facts with a bio quantum electric analyzer, the magnetic, it reads the water molecules and it. Stop it. I got on the phone last night, guys, with a young lady that Pete Cadillac winner with Mary Kay. And she was she just wanted to know about this doggone scanner because she's about to pay $500 to go and get scanned. And I know she couldn't wait for me to come on that call last night and explain. And I said, no, Miss Angela, what I'm going to do for you, just in case you decide this is something you want to do as a business, I'm going to send you the link and it's going to break down the scanner. It's going to tell you all the benefits in terms of what it does. I said, once you see that, I said, I know you're going to have some questions, so write them down. I said, we'll get your questions answered. But I said, I don't want you thinking you got to explain how this technology works. It's all about perspective, guys. And I can tell you right now, after Dr. Ezzy, my neighbor, called me, she didn't call, she left me a voice clip last night because we're getting ready to start doing a live on Instagram and Facebook where we're talking about the power of adaptogens and plant-based nutrition. And we will be sharing stories and testimonials about my clients and her patients. She had somebody, guys, whose kidney capacity was under a 50% in terms of chronic kidney disease. And guys, when she did the next scan, the results came back 75%. Now, we don't make any medical claims to cure, mitigate, diagnose, or treat any type of ailment. However, I didn't say anybody got cured. I didn't tell you she's treating anybody. All I'm telling you is these were the results from the scan. She told me about another one of her patients who got scanned and their results. And I'm just like, wow, we got to get this out. But I can tell you right now, just even after my own scan results, guys, and seeing my lungs after smoking marijuana all them years, I'm in the gym. I'm doing cardio. I'm getting it in. I'm like, no way. I'm going to stick around, Kate. Because one of my hopes is when I scam my Aunt Calvinette, guys, smoked for almost 40 years, chain smoker. When I scammed my aunt back in the summer, her lung report came up green. All of them, because she hasn't smoked in over 20 years. She's in the late 70s. So I said, wow, the lungs have the ability to heal themselves. And by me taking the nutrition that it recommended, which is the Vital Boost, I'm down to one red, y'all. I said, y'all. I'm in Texas now, baby. Y'all. So I got 3 out of my 4 green. 3 out of my 4 green. So I'm running. I'm walking. I'm taking my Vital Boost. I'm taking my Glutation Plus. This is evidence. So listen to me as I wrap up. Here's what I want you to do, guys. If you have not made a purchase for November, make your purchase today, at least 50 personal volume points. This will forever qualify you for 30% loyalty bonus. Do you know what that means? When you spend 100, when you get 100 point, 100 PV, you get $30 in loyalty bonus. And when you use your loyalty bonus, you're getting up to 80% discount, guys. So if you say this is a lot of products to consume, if you say, this is a lot, if you say this is a lot, this is too much, okay, make an investment, okay, make the investment, get your loyalty rewards, build them up, and then you have enough product that will last you for so long, and then you requalify to stay active by getting customers. Customers also covers your personal volume. You owe it to yourselves 30% lifetime. Who does that? You have to be on subscription for 9 months to get a 30%. And if you skip 1 month, you got to start over and go back to 10%. Up until today, you have up until today to place a 50 PV order. Not to mention, if you have not invested into the scanner, guys, come on.
Hey, Demond, it's the 30th, just so you know, instead of today. Yeah,
Let's,
they extended it for everyone. Woohoo!
what? Come on. Come on, guys. Drop some hearts, show some love. You know the heart of an owner based on what? That compensation plan, Stephen. You know the heart. We got to the 30th. Yeah. Get your
Guys, can I say something? Let me raise my hand.
yes, please.
We in Jamaica are not able to make our purchases. We
Okay.
want to make use of that benefit, but we are just not able to put, I'm not seeing any prices in the back office.
Okay, so listen, this is not the platform for that. However, you can reach out to me directly. Let's have a conversation about it, okay? Because we are a startup company. We just launched in the United States in January of this year. We just opened up in Canada in the spring. And so as of now, we're developing everything, guys. And that was the last thing I wanted to share with you guys today. This is the last thing I'm going to share as we wrap up. And thank you for your patience. One of the hardest things to do, one of the most, not hard, most challenging things to do in direct sales and network marketing is get with the startup. One of the most rewarding things you could ever do in this industry is get started with the startup. One of the most painful things you can do in this industry is start with a company that is extremely established all over the world and you're so in love with it, but everybody already knows about it. We are experiencing growth pains right now. And I'm only speaking from a place of experience, Vicky. I've been doing this for 17 years. And in my first company I was a part of, where I got up to $50,000 a month in my first 9 months with that company, customer service sucked flat out. The leadership was horrible. And in 9 months, I got up to over $50,000 a month. Second company I got started with, made my first $1 million, stayed sold out of the top product in the company, stayed sold out. Got on our doggone nerves. And the money got in our doggone accounts. It was amazing. and the leadership was phenomenal. I also been a part of companies where the manipulation was at an all-time high, and that's why people stuck around. From a VP of sales on down, that I know from their stories. Haven't heard Alex Reynoso's whole story, but from David Nieves and Brooke Nieves' story on down, the leadership in this company have all been beat up. None of us started with a silver spoon in our mouth. All of us been through the trenches. All of us had hell to pay to get to the level where we are right now to experience a piece of heaven. Nothing of easy, nothing of greatness is going to come quickly or easily, guys. And so this is why your attitude is your altitude. And I want you guys today to focus on the attitude. Number one, gratitude. Number two, yourselves, your bodies, your health, your wealth. Walk like you're already healthy. Talk like you're already wealthy. Go walking. Don't look at me like a billboard of health and think this is going to happen overnight. No, guys, just go walking. 30 minutes, 15 minutes. Atomic Habits talk about getting better 1% every single day. Okay? Every day. And have a growth plan. Have a growth plan. Where's my briefcase? I'm about to start a mastermind on the 15 Invaluable Laws of Leadership by John C. Maxwell. Chapter 1 talks about a growth plan. Have a growth plan. Don't just wake up haphazardly thinking your business is just going to go just because you want it to. You got to have a growth plan. And whatever that looks like, starting off your day with a prayer, starting off your day with a workout, how many calls you going to make a day? How many health fairs are you going to seek out and find? You already got a sip and scan schedule for yourself? Have a growth plan, guys. Right now, I just got started. Hey, take them 3 products every single day, twice a day. Set an alarm on your phone so you don't forget. That's part of a growth plan. So listen, guys, thank you so much for your time today. Sorry we went over. Most of us got on the AM Power late. Keep James Linhart in your prayers. Guys, keep all of our leadership in your prayers. These guys are giving it everything. They truly have a heart for the people. And I believe the leadership starts at the top and it trickles down. And we got some of the best leaders that I've seen in my 17 years in this career, including you. You on these AM Powers every morning, you getting better every single day. You're putting yourself in the leadership position. You're here. You're here. So be grateful. Have an attitude of gratitude. Elevate your attitude today. Say something positive. Think something positive. Be positive and be a product of the product. Thank you guys so much. Have a great, blessed day.
Thank you, sir.
Way to get it, Demond. Way to
Demond,
get
you're
it.
a beast, man.
Boom.
Great
Thank
call.
you.
Great
Great
call.
call,
Thank you
man.
very
Great
much.
call.
Thank you,
Amazing
Demond.
call.
you.
Thank you.
That
Thank
was
you, man.
awesome.
Thank you so much. Great
Thank
call.
you.
Way to bring
Great
it,
job,
DC.
Lamont.
Thank you.
Filthy.
Thanks,
Filthy.
Lamont. Have a great day, brother.
Thank you guys.
Awesome, Damon.